everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Raiders going up against the Saints.
Thank you very much, Larry. As usual, the streets of the nearby French Quarter are alive as we are in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the New Orleans Saints. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 20. Five-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
No.
To throw on second down. Lang. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Toss play, Kamara. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Throwing on first down is Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. The LSU man, Leonard Fournette, born right here in New Orleans, fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing his car on third down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Running left, it's Fournette. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs, and let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Carr. And he fends him off. Uncorks one for Davis. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown, and pick it off, just as we saw there.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and some room to work. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter play?
That's what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara, and he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And here we go on 1st and goal. They come up in an offset eye. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it with Kamara. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints have taken the early lead. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Going option right. They'll run it again with Fournette. Fournette, a first down, still going. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Now Carr. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Play action. Now Carr. And Davis has it over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback away.
Not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Off the play fake. Lang. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go now.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
And his throw is incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Third down and 5. Back to throw. Lang. He is going to find Hill here. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyreek Hill, 54 yards. And the Saints add on to their lead. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Fournette, a first down carry. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On 3rd down, it's McGee. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now a play fake here on first down. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looking to throw on second down. Lang, and unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Riley Dixon now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's pulled in at the 32. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of football.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
And they're going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons, and they're in range to get some points on this drive as well. 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyreek Hill, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And it's 21-3. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Throwing now is Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Off play action. Lang. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we've reached halftime. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Fresh set of downs here. To throw, it's Carr. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now Carr on the bootleg. He's going to air one out. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 47 yards. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down. From the gun, Lang. And And his throw here's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that takes us from second to third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw on third down, Lang. On target over the middle to Hill. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play it worked for big yardage.
To throw on second down. Lang flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Try to pound it in, Kamara. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Looking to throw on second down. Lang being chased out left. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. It's their quarterback with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Saints add on to their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's got some space here. And now running right through it. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
That time knocked flat on his back right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. From midfield, here's Carr. He's going to let this one go deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Raiders on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Carr going to throw. Looking deep downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Here's the Raiders punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And the Raiders have recovered.
Well, that sure started out as a good example of what they call backed up or coming out on offense, meaning you're backed up close to your own goal line. Big-time emphasis on practicing that to try and create some room at no less to give the punter a chance to kick the ball away. It means take care of the ball, try and create some space. They were doing that, and the ball comes free.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop them from the 1 back to the 2. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Got to figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they recover the fumble in plus position, but they can't go anywhere. In fact, they go backwards, but they do get a field goal out of it.
They'll take the 3, but in a lot of ways, they feel like they let themselves down by not capitalizing, and they definitely let the defense down for getting the key turnover.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And on 2nd and 10 now. To throw again. Lang. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to face a 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. And now a first down following that long gain. Looking to throw. Lang. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here we go.
Throwing again. Lang. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. Back now here live in New Orleans. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go. 3-19.
On first down, Lang eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking